Draw a region which satisfies both the inequalities x plus y is less than or equal to 8 and x is greater than 2. First of all, we find the coordinates of this inequality. We can sketch something like this: x, y, a table like this. When x is negative 1, y will be 9. When we use x plus y is equal to 8. When x is 0, y will be 8. When x is 1, y will be 7. When x is 8, y will be 0. So we use these coordinates to sketch our graph of x plus y is less or equal to 8. Then we also use this inequality: x is greater than 2. We draw a graph of x is greater than 2. So we are going to end up with a graph like this one here. We are going to end up with a graph like this one here. So after ending up with a graph like this, x plus y, the line x plus y will be this one here, and the line x is equal to 2 will be this one here. So here is the line x plus y is equal to 8, and this is this one here is the line x is equal to 2, and this x plus y is less or equal to 8. You can see that we have drawn a continuous line here because it is equal to 8 or less than 8. That's why it is a continuous line here. And x is equal to 2 here. This is a broken line. This is a broken line because x is greater than 2. So it means that any point lying in this broken line is not the required graph for this inequality here. So any point lying here is not valid. We are not going to count it. We are going to count the points from this place going the other side, because x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. So the point x is greater than 2 will be the point that we are going to count, which is the points which are valid are from this side coming this side, because at this point x is equal to 2, but x is greater than 2. So any point from here going this side, we count it to be valid. Any point going this other side will not be valid because x is greater than 2. And any point lying here in x is equal to 2 is not valid because this is a broken line. X is greater than 2 and not equal to 2. So any point lying here we are not going to count. So after drawing such a sketch, then now we want to test the points which are valid. We can test point 10 and 1 using our equation here. We can use our first inequality x. We can use our first inequality x plus y is less or greater than 8. We can use point, we want to test point 10, 1. To confirm if it satisfies this inequality. So when we use point 10, 1, then x will be 10, and y will be 1. This is giving us 11, and we know that 11 is greater than 8. 11 is greater than 8. It is not less than 8. So it means that any points lying this other side, these ones are not valid. They don't satisfy this inequality. So we are going to set these points here. Then now we come to the other point lying this other side. These points, we can test point 41. Point 41, when that is point 41. This is x, this is y. We test point 41. This is x, this is y. So when x is 4, that is 4 plus y 1 is going to give us 5. 5 is less than 8. 5 is less than 8. 5 is less than 8. So it means that this point is the required point. This point, we are going to leave it. These points going this other side. 4, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 2. These points here are valid. So we are going to leave this side unshaded. Then now we want to test this other inequality for this line whereby x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2 is this line here. So we can take a point like 4 and 1 here. 4 and 1. Point 4 and y, 4 and 1. Here x is 4. When x is 4, then 4 is greater than 2. 4 is greater than 2, which means that the point here is valid. Any other point here within here is valid. So we are going to leave this place here, this area, this region, we're going to leave it unshaded. Then we test another point here, point 0 and 3. Point 0 and 3, this other side of x is equal to 2. So point 0 and 3, 0 and 3, x is 0 here. X is 0 here. So when x is 0 and we are using this inequality here, then 0, we can say that 0, when we compare 0 to 2, 2 is greater than 0. 2 will not be, 0 will not be greater than 2, but 0 is less than 2. So it is not satisfying this inequality, which means that any point we take, this other region will not be valid. So we've said this other side of this inequality. So now we end up with this region here. This region here is the one which is unshaded, the one which is on this other side. And this region here, this is the required region. This is the required, the wanted region, which is going to give us the solution to these two inequalities. Thank you for watching.